Hello, Aries. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, and I'm going to be giving you a card reading today. This is resonating from the energy of the full moon in Aquarius, which is upon us as we speak. Mercury is also moving direct this week, and there are a number of highly transformative astrological aspects that will be integrated and will come up throughout this reading. So thank you for joining me. Your overall energy, Aries, is the Magician, which is incredibly beautiful, powerful, and really is resonating with Mercury's energy. And really what has been coming to me for some time is about Mercury, our ability to process all of the information, all of the feelings, all of the lessons, all of the aspirations that we are moving towards. So this is, as Mercury moves direct, is really the opportunity to continue to review and reflect upon shifts that we're making, subtle strategic moves that are helping us to simplify what is feeling like a very complicated, dense time, and in some ways overwhelming our desire to move forward clearly. So this is beginning to clarify for you, and the Magician is all about holding on to that clarity of will, holding on to the intentionality of the time in order to utilize all the resources that you have at your disposal to create something, to move towards a goal. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Two of Discs, or the Two of Pentacles, and this again is describing this process of reflection, review, reconciliation, even as we balance out the experiences, the practical experiences we've had from the past, moving towards the future, but we stand at the fulcrum. So I love, as in another deck I have, this woman is seated on what looks like this shifting shore line. The sands are moving away as the tide is either pulling out or coming in. And this is such a beautiful metaphor for the uncertainty, instability, unpredictability, although the tide is very predictable, but the vicissitudes of life, right? The back and forth, the up and down, the roller coaster that we have to navigate in order to find our pathway through. I've also flipped over a crystal oracle card for you, and this is the Golden Calcite, and the key word is inspiration. I'm inspired in all that I do. This feels very important, Aries, to you, because the impact of this current full moon energy is directly impacting your humanitarian urges, your associations, your activism regarding justice, on whatever terms you see that to be most eminent. And this idea of unification, of being inspired through an idea or an action. This is a general reading. It won't resonate for all of you. However, if you find yourself frustrated or disheartened because this message isn't fitting you, be rest assured that you can find messages that are appropriate for you if you look into your other placements. So that's just a general disclaimer, so as not to invite you, if this isn't working, to move on, to not respond or react in a way that would block the benefit for others. So in your present energy, we have the Tower. And the Tower is really describing a boondoggle that I feel that you, Aries, may be experiencing right now. There's some kind of quandary or knot or dilemma that is feels as though it is blocking you. And the beauty of the Tower, particularly in conjunction with the Magician, is this is something you've manifested. It's a challenge you've manifested for yourself as the Tower is negotiating this disillusion of social structures that don't work. And yet we rely upon many of these social structures, agencies, organizations, institutions to accomplish the work that we want to accomplish in the world. So you're facing some kind of difficulty in getting through the bureaucracy or the process or programs that are available. And this is a challenge you've manifested because I believe that you are attempting to lessen your control over the details of a project that you are inspired to carry forth. And as you loosen that control, you're allowing yourself to creatively respond to challenges by thinking differently, thinking from a higher level, recognizing that if you've manifested this opportunity and the challenges that you're facing, you're asking yourself to reach a little bit deeper, to go more deeply into your own creative resources to respond by loosening your control over some of the details of a project. That is what is coming clearly to me, that no matter what the challenge that you may be facing, or matter what the disruption or unpredictable, unexpected event that is occurring right now, it is something that you are more than capable of rising to, dealing with creatively, and moving through it in a way that is actually improving upon the thing that you are creating. In the past, we have the Hanged Man. The Hanged One, I should say. These cards are so incredibly beautiful. The Hanged Man is describing the period of time that you took for yourself, with yourself, to gestate the ideas that you're now moving forward to implement. There's your need. This can be covering any amount of the past time that's relevant, but your need to heal has forced you in the past to recognize the perspective, your perspective, that was restricting you, that was limiting you. And in that time, throughout whatever efforts you were making to understand better the challenges you were facing, or the lack of resources you felt that were available to you, you actually have recognized your own need for a better understanding of yourself and the context of this project or creation that you're building. And that requires a larger perspective, not a higher or lower. And I'm trying not to quantify or qualitatively describe these things, because this is not a judgment. We're all here to grow, and you've understood that some perspectives or principles that you felt you were adamantly aligned to could breathe, could open up, could expand in ways that helped you understand the context and your collaborators in whatever you're working on. So this is your need to understand the perspective better of others, so that you can apply the spiritual principles that you have been striving to integrate into your life in your current project. In fact, your current project is now a testament to the field that you're working in. It's more expansive, quite likely as a result of technological advances, right? We all have opportunities to express ourselves, to communicate, to share information based on the technological advances that are available to us now. In the future, the Priestess of Columns. This is the Queen of Wands. And this is describing this really powerful energy that you have towards your goal, towards your desire, towards what it is you want to create and how you want to create it. It comes from a ton of passion, which is your element, fire, and your inspiration to have an impact in a way that perhaps you may have not been as public or as willing to be outgoing with the information that you have or that you want to share in the past. You're willing to go anywhere and do anything necessary to launch this new expression, this new goal. And clearly, your goal has something to do with your communication skills, your ability to present. You have aspirations to reach much broader than you initially might have imagined, but you see the potential to have a broad reach, and that's important to you because you want to communicate to people that are different from you, that are have different cultural and spiritual values than you. And that's important because what you are offering is something that will help to unify the world, cut across barriers of difference and diversity. Before I go any further, I want to ask that if this reading does resonate for you, that you like this video and subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. It's always helpful if you share a video. I'd love to hear your comments, your engagements with any of the material, and I really appreciate the gratitudes and appreciations I receive. So thank you so much for that. It's important to me that more people get access to these readings. So I'm going to clarify the Tower in the present now with a couple of cards, the Three of Pentacles and the Page of Cups. This is lovely. So the Three of Pentacles came out first, and this is indicating to me that you are working in a functional, highly collaborative environment on a team that requires you to invite others or to work with others who have an expertise that aligns with yours. So you each do have your specific role to fulfill as part of this project, but you're also careful not to elevate or to lead as needed and to follow as experienced by the expertise of others. So this is very much about the process that you build something important, something that is meant to be a resource for others, something that is meant to be accessible to others. And the way that you grow that project or effort is just as important and is communicated through the way that you work together. So this is something that is intended to be long-lasting information or products or services that are meant to be of value. The Page of Cups here is indicating this real unleashing of your emotional, intuitive, even compassionate nature. And that is in some ways confirming this idea that you have manifested whatever apparent challenges you're facing right now. You're asking yourself to respond with more creativity, more honesty, more emotional honesty and maturity than perhaps you believed would be necessary. I have a feeling that there's a part of you that feels that uh, some of that passion and emotionality is tied with uncomfortable relationships from your past. And so sometimes the need to dissociate ourselves with powerful emotions that felt enmeshed with tragic episodes in our lives. However, your creative nature, your emotional nature is valueless. It's judgment, it's non-judged. It has no agenda. Your feelings are your feelings, and the ability to feel your feelings is a, a, a step towards greater emotional maturity, not less. So the idea that you feel impulsive or you feel passionate is a gift. And these are things that confirm that you're on the right path or that you have the ability, the creative bandwidth to respond in any way that you desire. So this is actually a beautiful synergy of energies that you are using to challenge your social environment and yourself. In the past, the Hanged Man is clarified by the Seven of Pentacles and the Nine of Wands, or the Seven of Wands and the Nine of Wands. So this is really describing, I think, the way that you have come to this sense of gaining the perspective necessary to allow you to be intentional without trying to be controlling. So I do think that you have learned to set clear boundaries around those experiences, those energies, those demanding perhaps relationships in your life that don't honestly respect who you are. And that can often be family of origin relationships where those alliances where they're stuck in experiences of the past and their ability to grow with you have been challenged. They may not be able to do that. So thus it relies on you to set those clear boundaries so that you honor and respect the work that you have set out for yourself, for the effort that you know is necessary in order to move on this path of greater independence. But you are not trustful. I feel that there's issues of trust around. It feels like family members, but it can be with friends. It can be with people that you've worked with in the past, where there has been damage, betrayal, misunderstanding, and that guards you. You may be mistrustful of information that you receive from people who aren't related to you at all because of your history of feeling undermined by those who have worked or been in relationship with you in the past. So this is feeling like this mistrustful energy that's coming up for you, that you're not sure that others are working in your best interest, even when they are included on that basis. So this can be some of the people that you're working with on your project, or some of the information you've sought or research you've done along the way. The sense of not trusting what the information you receive based on your own experience doesn't mean it's not legitimate. It simply means that you're aware you have to keep looking, you have to keep moving to get those alliances, build those relationships that will be most supportive of you, who are determined to succeed. And in the future, the Priestess of Columns. Well, the Ace of Pentacles came out right away, like that. And another card, please. And we have the Seven of Pentacles. I always like sevens. It's a confirmation that you're on your path. You're doing the work to be on your path. You are clearing away the distractions that keep you from your path. And so this is important because you are really harnessing this Mercury energy right now. Mercury is moving over its shadow period currently. So all of the energy we have in exploring, understanding, sitting with our divine feminine energy, that is, for me, quite simply put, your gifts, your ability to love, to receive the rewards regarding the work that you are doing. And this energy is something that you are finding deeper resonance with, deeper alliance. You're understanding that the perhaps ways in which you have understood the expression of the divine feminine, regardless of your gender, is something that has been challenged, socially challenged, that has been conditioned in such a limited way that you have spent a lot of time really addressing that in your own life. And yet, doing the work is now currently, our current world order is challenging us to understand how we bring our full selves to our endeavors, how we don't repress or allow ourselves to be controlled by others. And that includes the way you show up to opportunities, in this case, to begin something new, something resourceful, something abundant. What are the messages that you have around abundance? Is it something you feel you can have? Is it something you've had? Do you recognize abundance in your life now? Are you grateful for the privileges and opportunities you've had to be where you are? This is important because all of this is part of the inspiration that is helping to move you forward, helping you to untangle a kind of enmeshment around what it means to be whole, what it means to be authentic. And what you're working on now is coming out of that place of authenticity, true self-knowledge, true self-respect. And I'm going to pull a Seed and Sickle Oracle. Well, that's way too many. And to finish up this reading, wow, they're really kind of stuck. But you know what? I'm going to take the one on the top because for some reason they're really kind of gluey. Yeah, okay. Well, let's take the ragwort, and that is number 36. And I'm going to read the Dusk Guidebook, which is about how we're internalizing and finding opportunities to grow from whatever challenges we're facing. So number 36, and let me concentrate here. And it reads, no matter how far you walk, your footsteps are being tangled up in weeds, slowing you down and obscuring your path. These weeds are your regrets and guilty conscience, which you have been carrying for years without ever learning from them. Wallowing in negative feelings without ever seeking to redeem yourself may feel good in the moment, but eventually they will overcome you and engulf you entirely. Break free and learn to embrace and move on from these feelings. I'm going to let that stand and hope that if you enjoyed this content, there's more content here. Thank you for your likes and your subscribes. And until next time, Aries, namaste.